Chinese New Year.
Voila!
Oh, I love Chinese New Year.
A lot of me doesn't believe in that whole family connection thing. I'm just uncomfortable all the time.
The luckiest zodiac signs in 2024 are Dong 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 Chang.
Yes. That could be somebody's name.
This is your daily Ketchup.
Boom.
新年快乐！欢迎收看《天天番茄酱》。我们今天要讨论的话题是
Today, this is your daily ketchup. Is that what you said?
I think that's what she
Hello
said.
everybody,
is your
happy
daily-
Chinese New Year. We are the Daily Ketchup. Today we're going to talk about
Chinese New Year. Yes. In case you didn't know, Chinese New Year is upon us. And I just want to tell you that it is on the 10th of February this year.
voila!
Yeah.
And also the year of the dragon.
Wow, you read my
Is it dragon?
Yeah,
Dragon.
that's why Dan want to have baby this year.
Yeah,
So
all
dragon
planned out.
is the best.
No, as in, I think traditionally is the best.
Like
So
you
the-
want to be dragon, zodiac or pig?
No, wait.
I don't mind being a dog.
No, wait. Help me understand. Zodiac is based on the race, right?
Yes.
No.
As in not
Yeah.
the race, as in the race.
Yeah.
Oh,
The-
yes, yes.
The distance race. Okay.
Correct,
Scare me for a
So
second
the
there.
dragon is the first?
No, fifth, I think.
How is a dragon not
Fifth.
first? Wait, who is first in the whole race?
The red.
Because he jumped into the car, he backstabbed me.
A cow is so fast.
The
I
cow
would think
is
like a
faster than
hippopotamus
dragon.
because
Maybe
I've
the
heard how quick they can run on
start
land.
from the nearest point. I don't know.
Oh, might say he moved fast.
Let's go.
Thank you.
Moving on.
All right, moving on. Today, our sponsors for the episode is Singapore Chinese Cultural Centre. So we're going to investigate what Chinese Singaporean values are.
Like specifically Singaporean Chinese.
Yeah,
Like, yes,
so
like,
specific. What's the difference? Same.
Being what's the term called your parents? That one filial to your parents for the sake of
filial
being filial. That kind.
piety, filial
Wow,
piety.
that
That
one
is-
I can argue the whole episode.
Okay, therapy.
Yes.
Yeah, but before we get into that, I've taken the opportunity to find out all your zodiacs, and I'm going to give you guys your zodiac forecast for 2024.
Based on?
ChinaHighlights.com.
Oh, this will be interesting because both of us are same.
No, we're actually not. So we're actually both born in 1991, right? But because I'm born in January, then I actually share the same zodiac as Big John. We are both horses, and you are a goat.
That's so slay though. You're good.
Sure.
I mean, don't want to leave the viewers out of this, so I'm just going to give the general forecast first.
Okay, dragon people.
According to ChinaHighlights.com, the luckiest zodiac signs in 2024 are monkeys, roosters, and pigs.
Lame.
Wait, is dragon here but dragon not lucky?
Dragons,
usually like that,
goats, dogs, oxes, and rabbits will face challenges this year, actually.
You know what they call
Yeah.
it? 犯太岁。
犯太岁。
Exactly,
犯太岁。
due to opposing Tai Sui, the deity of governing fortune. What does that mean, actually?
Yeah, can I explain what is Fan Tai Chui?
He offended by you this year.
How we do, sia?
So if you want to like make peace with him, then you need to go temple to Pai Pai.
Who hurt this deity?
Yeah.
Every year go for. Every year go for.
All right, so let's start with John Paul, the
Meh.
goat. Yeah.
Okay.
Generally, there will be ups and downs for you. Fortunately, there will be auspicious stars guiding you, providing support and assistance during your year.
Like celebrity guests on the show throughout the year.
We
I see.
manifest. All right.
Okay.
But I also went to find out, because there's a lot of categories, right? For John Paul, I went to find out what's his outlook for love.
Okay, let me write down.
Can I just say, right, before we get into this, right, I really don't believe in this bullshit. All this horoscope and kind of thing, right, I really don't believe. But when you go and walk around during Chinese New Year, then somehow every neighborhood, every town or wherever, right, they will have these big structures that they put up.
Chinatown.
And then there'll be a bunch of people
Everywhere.
that crowd around. Then you go and see, right, actually below is all the different
Yeah.
zodiacs and their, like all this prediction thing, right, for
Yeah.
the year. Then
Hey, you cannot
I
walk
also
away.
must read one.
Correct.
You know what's the crazy thing? In my previous company, we actually did investigate this before, like who are the ones that are coming up with these, right? And then we found out, right, that different malls, your fortune different.
Really? I got go compare before. It's like, hey, this is not what people see this.
Yeah, it's predicted by different companies. So they
What's
swan
accurate?
different.
Anyway, in the realm of love, according to ChinaHighlights.com,
For goats.
for goats,
Like myself.
yes.
Okay, let's go.
Despite the presence of numerous uncertain factors that may impact your emotional fortunes, there will still be much to appreciate. The Year of the Dragon will allow you to reflect upon your life goals with a sense of tranquility, no longer feeling lost or
Tranquility.
inferior. Your self-confidence will be strengthened, enabling you to embark upon new ventures and actively engage in community activities, thereby expanding your social networks.
Okay, so to summarize, you less insecure, so more love opportunity.
It's so fascinating because it has already begun.
No way. Today what day only?
How did 10 Feb, by the way?
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Maybe the building blocks are being put in place for the foundation.
Household.
No lah, I cannot say.
Okay, we'll leave it when it actually
More
happens.
swipes. More successful swipes.
All right, moving along. Denise.
Hello.
For Tigers this year.
Year of Tiger 1998.
Siambus.
Generally, your fortune will have its ups and downs.
Same.
General.
Yeah, you won't face
How
major
unexpected.
you won't face major financial worries.
Yes.
However, in other aspects of life, challenges are forecast.
Like what?
Yeah.
In every other aspect other than financial, you mean?
So I went to search up for your category, career. Influenced by auspicious stars, you will have strong support from benefactors during 2024, presenting
Score.
various opportunities and platforms to showcase your talents.
Still same.
Score.
Yeah. Therefore, there will be a high probability of promotion at work.
Yes.
Yeah.
However, it is important for you, Tiger individuals, not to be overly proud or complacent due to your favorable career development and
True.
appreciation from your bosses or superiors.
True.
In the workplace, it will be advisable for you to remain humble and avoid being too flashy.
No flashing.
Okay, I hope that Shams don't get this last part also.
We will get into Sherms, but
Wait, what? No, Jared, please, you're married. Oh my God.
Jared, just because you got no more headaches.
we will cover Sherms.
Yeah, cover. Don't flashing, please.
We will cover Sherms Zodiac later. But
Commercial break.
yeah.
Cliffhanger.
That's called cliffhangers, guys. It's content. But I think first I just want to ask like whether your perceptions of Chinese New Year have changed over the years since your childhood. Because I remember like when I was a child, how I viewed Chinese New Year, just go get ang pao, right? Just go.
Let's go get
Really, it was like a slog and just a money making expedition.
Wait, do you keep your ang paos or your parents keep your ang paos?
I keep ang pao.
No, my parents keep and then say they give me next year.
Have you received it?
The next year one, then they also keep and then say they give me next year.
It's called trust fund.
I feel like it's always been awkward for me. Like growing up, right, every Chinese New Year just felt awkward. It's like a lot of people, and then when I'm younger, I don't know all these introvert, extrovert, social awkwardness, all this kind of thing, right? So I go there, but I'm just uncomfortable all the time. And then I also don't know why, but it just feels embarrassing. Like you have to talk to these people that you don't know.
Or they ask you
and
about
then-
very like personal questions about your life.
and
that kind of thing.
it gets
Yeah.
weird. Then after that, then you meet like these are people that you only meet like once a year or whatever.
Really,
right?
yeah.
Then you're struggling to remember their names and that kind of shit. Then you just stick close to the people, the relatives that you do know for and hold out for like
Until your
the 5
parents say,
days
"Okay,
or
let's
whatever.
go."
Can go already or not, you know?
Yeah.
I think I got some friends who are similar to like John Paul who like don't even go, they don't even participate in like Chinese New Year. It's like they say that it's transactional. These people, I don't choose them one. They're my family. The only reason why I'm meeting them, right, is like because we happen to be related by blood. That is not good enough for me, man. I'm not gonna do this performative like, bye, and don't go get $20 from some guy I don't know. So they don't even participate.
Yeah, but it's so strange because I think, right, I mean, hearing from both of you, my story is the opposite. Like when I was younger, right, I love Chinese New Year. It's like I get to wear new clothes. I go with my family. I'm so excited to take the bus to see my cousins and all that. Then I would just show off, last year I did this in school and all that. It's really like a social event for me. It's a social event for me.
So I
and it's
relate
so
to
fun.
that.
It's
I
really
also
fun.
enjoyed Chinese New Year when I was young because
Yeah.
I am the kid that like my mother compare everyone else, then I win that
Yeah,
one.
same.
Only because you
Because
guys
you're
are
win,
in
is it?
Yeah, because we win.
I never win.
History is written by the winners.
Correct.
So
Not
yeah.
normal cat.
Don't tell them, okay?
So I think like as a kid also I enjoyed it a lot because it's like go and eat food and then after that like 1 year eat one time bak kwa ma.
BJ is open like
Yeah.
year round.
then-
No, I don't get it why but is like only available.
No, so then I wrote this in my Chinese compo once, like why I like Chinese New Year. Like primary school I write ma.
Aiyo, so
Wait,
Then my
什么我
teacher
喜欢
say, oh so poor thing, I hope you get more bak kwa. Then my mother damn offended. Yeah. My mother beat me, then she say, you think like now the teacher gonna think we some poor family cannot afford to buy bak kwa, all this. Then she say, 你要吃多少我买给你. After that, it came to the point where it's like I irritated to go that kind. Especially the year after I cut short hair. Then my mother like very worried ma, like she say like, oh now all the relative gonna like ask questions.
Can see
then-
your neck.
Yeah, then they think like you gay, all these kind. Then my mother felt like it's like throw face lah, like 没有面子 that kind lor. Then cause very conservative, my family. But I think in recent years, actually, especially last year, like I think I came to a turning point. I think it's after COVID. It was actually the first New Year that we could go out to visit again after COVID, right? So I was quite excited lah because some of these houses I never go like in a long time already, and I do enjoy like speaking to some of my relatives one. So the first day of Chinese New Year, we go to 2 houses. But then the first house, she used to be super rich kind. Then after that, her husband passed away. Then I'm not sure like where all the money went or whatever, like some family conflict and all that. Then she downsized like massively. Then over the years, as she downsized, right, you can see the amount of people visit her, right, string also. Then this year when we go, right, she say aside from us, I think only like one other group went in the morning. Like her kids also never go that kind. Then I like, wow. Like last time she stayed those 3-story bungalow, right, the house is like bustling that kind. So like, I think like seeing that stark difference and then it's like wondering like, like Chinese New Year is about reunion ma.
It's reminding me of a memory last time where I had this particular relative. It's like my mom's, I don't know what lah, auntie or some whatever lah. So they are like not very well to do. They are hawkers if I'm not wrong or whatever. But
hawkers make a lot of money.
Your results
maybe
may
not the
vary.
very successful. I don't know lah. Okay, whatever lah. But
Drink store.
basically very, very humble, right? Stay in a small place and all that kind of shit. But we still went to visit them. I think maybe because they couldn't make it to the main gathering or something like that lah. I just remember that it's so nice to see that Chinese New Year is an opportunity for us to go and meet people like that we otherwise would never. And okay, this is the part that I'm very conflicted with, right? Because a lot of me doesn't believe in that whole family connection thing is all that matters. Yet at the same time, right, when I went to visit this house, they opened their doors to us, they welcome us, they treat us like we are family. Off the bat, and you can see that they have not much to offer, right? Yet they are offering us everything that they can. Wow, then that kind of that moment for me, right? Even though I couldn't articulate it then also, but I felt it. Like I felt the warmth, I felt the love, I felt that connectedness, right? And the kindness of these people.
Yeah.
That to me makes me conflicted. Because why is it that they value this so much? Or is it just that they are such kind people or loving people, whatever, that they are just willing to offer us so much? You know? And that to me makes me feel like, do I want to also do the same for whoever I can?
I was talking about how my friends like thought it was very transactional, and I think I held that kind of view for a while. But ever since I moved out of my parents' house that I stayed in for like 30 years, I've like Chinese New Year just seems like just more important than ever lah. In the sense that I don't get to see my mom as often as my mom and dad. I love you both. I don't get to see my mom and dad like as often as I get to. All the conflicts that you have, right? Like, is this logical? Is this transactional? I just have just thrown it all away because like I just know that my parents will still pick me up from my house, me and my wife, and then like we do the standard visiting lah, and then I just know that like I look at my mom's face, she dress up all nice and like wear her little cheongsam and all that kind of stuff. And then to see the smile on her face, and then when she sees like the relatives, right, and then she's so happy, right? To me, that's enough already. To me, that is like makes going and witnessing it worth it. It's like if not for me, right? Like I'm going to do it for my family. No?
I think that's in a sense the essence that we are missing, because I mean where this originated is China, right? And that's like from the villages, then everyone go to the city to pursue a better life. Then your elderly parents are farmers at home. Then New Year is the one time that everybody get to go home and actually see their parents for the, like now it's like you Pasir Ris, you want to go see your parents at most maybe 20
You
minutes
just waste
drive.
time. Oh yeah.
10-minute walk, I tell you.
Oh, good for you.
Yes, yeah.
10-minute walk or grant. Anyway, then, yeah, so I think that's why we a bit miss the value, miss the essence of it.
Like the significance
feeling,
of it.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
But then like I can see how like we each like start to notice the significance in our own way also as Singaporean Chinese. Yeah.
Okay, so I think some of the things that we brought up over the course of the sharing, right, that we just did, right, is these like Chinese values, right? And so when we were researching on this topic, we actually found one category that touches on Singapore Chinese values, which I thought was quite interesting to explore, because some of them, right, I question.
Ooh, how many are there?
There are a total of 10. Okay, so I run through the basic ones. Then the ones that you all want to contest a bit, we explore, okay? Loyalty, filial piety, considerate, righteousness. No, I was wondering why they say considerate and not like
Consideration.
Is there no okay?
I thought you don't know how to pronounce
never mind. They
righteousness.
Chinese, okay. Kindness, love, integrity, shame, thriftiness, and perseverance.
Sorry, the shame in Chinese is it 羞耻心?
Here got one
No.
Chinese word is 吃.
Because I feel like if it's 羞耻心, it translates to something different than other
Not
than
shame.
shame.
Funny that you asked that because like
Thank you.
on more research, right? SECCC actually has like videos about like each individual
Whoa.
like value.
Okay.
So I went to find the shame one.
Thank
and then
you.
they said shame is one of the first values we subconsciously learn. When you do something thought to be shameful, you don't just embarrass yourself. Our sense of shame enables us to live in harmony with one another.
As in, I do agree that this is something that you would observe amongst most.
Asian.
Is
Yeah,
it a positive
Asian.
value?
It's not, which is why it's interesting. Because I always thought that like values usually mean
Something to
positive.
be proud of.
Yeah, something to be proud of. But the fact that they include this is quite interesting.
But it is trying to be positive, you know? Because
Yeah.
the last line is our sense of shame enables us to live in harmony with each other.
That shame is required for a functioning society.
I do think, as in what Jared just said, is quite interesting because it's like it's what keeps us functioning as a society.
Yeah, it's like I'm not sure if any other cultures have like I don't want to disappoint my entire clan. maybe it's like you know like my mother will be disappointed, that kind of thing. But
Yeah.
this one is like it seems like if you bring dishonor, right, or like the shame part, right, then you are shaming the entire Tan family name. Wait, because
And this is-
the opposite of shame is pride, right? That's why like
Is it?
That's why they say take.
Google it.
Okay, so shame antonym.
Pride. So like
Nice.
if that's why like I think that's how it shows up in our culture, right? It's like the whole chase for marks and all that kind of stuff. So that you
Wait,
can
but pride is not proud, right?
pride in the sense of being like proud of your achievements.
Oh yeah, but not arrogant.
Oh no,
Okay.
not the arrogance part, but
So really dishonor to the family.
To the family, yeah. Maybe
Oh,
it is
shit.
rooted in a sense of protectiveness. Because if, say, for example, I mean, all of us here, we represent the show in some sense, right? Even though we have differing opinions on certain issues, for example. But you say like, if I'm upset about something, I would not just like post on my Instagram and then like shame this person, for example, because I know that it might tie back and reflect
Yeah.
badly on the brand. But then that is out of my heart of wanting to protect the brand and something that we have all built together. And if there's really something that is worth talking about, we would hash it out on the show in a safer, more constructive environment also. So in a similar sense, are they also then describing like wanting to protect your family? And I'm not sure whether
So,
reputation
wait,
So she's
sorry,
trying to say it comes from a good place.
Are you saying that
Yeah.
we are family?
after you get married.
Then must give ang pao.
invite us to your house, guys.
Not if we go overseas for many days during Valentine's Day.
No, if there are anybody out there that really understand this well, maybe you can articulate it to us in the comments. Because when I was looking through this list, right, this threw me off. Like
Yeah.
I really I can't grasp the concept of why this is a
Like, why are
value and if it's a positive value for Chinese or Singaporeans.
Maybe we
or
need to watch
whatever.
SECC's video.
Maybe.
I think it's just the meaning of the general meaning of the word shame, and
Yeah.
like it has a negative connotation.
Although it comes from a good place, right? It just feels a bit toxic.
it does come from a good place.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
But I think it's important though that we should question whether or not this is a good value or not, because there are things that just stem from tradition and the
Yeah.
whole like you just follow because I say so or because we have always done this way, therefore we should continue doing it this way. I always question that shit.
Out of all these values, right, do you think there's any that has been diluted over the generations that you think we should work harder at maintaining?
filial piety, downright.
Fight! Okay.
Because he has
She's not into filial piety.
Exactly.
Oh yeah, that's what he said. right?
Exactly. The filial piety is something that we all think we need. And then like it's a general value that is inculcated in us. But I feel like somewhere along the way, right, like this has been seen as like it's becoming less important. I feel
No,
like
but you think it needs to be
I feel like I could be closer to my parents, to be honest. Yeah. Which is why Chinese New Year opens up that opportunity. Yeah. I feel like it's just a thing that at this point, right, it's like people say one.
All of these things can be weaponized. And I think there are many times where
It has
you
been.
do feel like, it's been like weaponized in your life or you've seen it happen to other people. And that's why we may have a tendency to even go to the extreme of resenting some of these things. Because it's like, I'm not just going to do it for the sake of it. But when executed the right way and with the right understanding, I think these are very, very, very important values to have.
Okay, can we
Back
hear
to
the
Shams and
Shams?
Jared's.
right, okay.
Back to the Zodiac forecasting.
In 2024, the overall luck for dogs is predicted to be quite low.
It's always like that.
Under the influence of unfortunate stars, you are set to encounter various challenges and setbacks in different aspects of your life.
Oh man.
Yeah, but let's talk about wealth. You will encounter some fluctuations in your financial situation. Although there will be a possibility of increasing your wealth, there is also the risk of significant losses. You may well face financial difficulties and perhaps even experience a loss of some assets. And to enhance your financial prospects this year, it will be advisable to learn proper money management.
Yes.
You strike me as proper money managed kind of person.
I am a very properly managed money managed.
Yeah, I was going to say it. I want to go in. I
go
help
find
you find
another
another one.
Oh,
But
so
then
bad.
I'm reading Love for Dogs, right? It's bad.
It all gets worse.
Which one do you want? For horses, I went to find out my own lah. So, but
Okay.
for all the horses out there,
My father.
including Jonathan Chua, your luck will be a bit bumpy.
Oh.
It will be wise to be cautious and deal with it attentively. For health, you may experience a bit of a slump in your health luck. It will be more likely for you to get injured and encounter minor health issues. Therefore, in your everyday life, you may pay extra attention. When going out, you should be mindful of the weather and road conditions. Oh, John.
It's been raining.
Horses who often drive should obey traffic rules.
Obey traffic.
Oh man.
Stop running the red light, lah, John. What the?
And I just decided to round out the cast and like just find out Dan's one also. So for all the monkeys out there, you will receive plentiful blessings and encounter unexpected delights and surprises in various aspects of your life.
Finally good news.
Yes.
Out of all the zodiacs.
Very important for him, wealth. Due to your extensive investment experience,
True.
you will often be able to gain significant benefits or unexpected income through financial management. Therefore,
True.
your financial situation this year will be not too bad.
Wow, I think Dan will be happy to hear
Encouraged.
Yeah.
this. Given how much his house is.
Yeah, I purposely picked wealth because I know he got a lot of things to spend
But
on.
he got the TV cabinet turned around, become the dining chair.
That's where the money all went.
He calls it a settee.
So just to round out this conversation, right? Are you proud and loud to be a Chinese Singaporean? And like, is culture something that you kind of like associate with your identity?
Do you think this is a majority race thing? Because like my friends are very, like my non-Chinese friends, right? They are very tied into their culture and all that kind of thing, right? And I can see the community there and it's very beautiful. But with Chinese, right? I don't know whether I can say the same.
It's a level of complacency when you become the majority race, is it?
You think so?
I mean, I'm not sure what the minorities' experiences are. It is just my conjecture that like
Damn.
because they perhaps have certain disadvantages that they feel like they need to band together, right? And how that works is through like their traditions and their values. Yeah. That's why it might seem like the minority races are more tight-knit.
But it's also maybe because I'm very disconnected from the Chinese side of my identity lah.
I feel like it comes with like the English speakingness of it all, right? Like, I mean, like,
Probably.
I was raised on like English speaking household, and then like everything I consume is like Western shows and all that kind of stuff. And then
Right.
like somehow at the end of the day, right, like from very early on age, right, banana already lor.
It's the globalization thing. Like last time, right, your TV can only watch your local stations. So everyone's only watching like all their local stuff. But now because I'm watching Western or worldwide, wherever I'm watching, right, then all my values and perceptions are a lot more affected and shifts accordingly to what I watch and what I start to believe.
So if we were to consume more Chinese content, actually that's
Yeah.
I
just don't
think that's
understand, that's
one
why.
aspect of it lah.
Yeah.
I would imagine if you look at, say, China, even if you look at the US or Koreans, I think a lot of the media that they still consume, even when it comes to pop culture and all this, right, is
Internal.
local, which then is an internal, it's an echo chamber,
It's
a
a
giant
loop,
echo
yeah.
chamber. Yeah, but for us, it's because we are people of the world in a sense, and then trying to find our own space in defining our own culture. I think there's a leap there. Lor.
This leads me to a question. Do you all think that you are at a disadvantage, or do you all wish that there was a little bit more of a cultural aspect in your life? Because we grew up in a brand new country that's barely 50, I mean, it's like 50 years old, whatever, right? And then culture is something that actually is very heavily lacking in Singaporeans in general, I feel. Aside from like that little bit that we get from our family traditions and whatnot.
I think it's a boomerang. Like as with everything in life that goes in cycles, right? the people that grew up that didn't get this that did not grow up in a time of globalization, they will feel very differently. But then now that we are able to be exposed, I feel like it will then come a time where we are so tired of being exposed and we don't know who we are anymore, that these roots matter to us. Then everyone will in a sense come back and then try to build a community, re-find that community again.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, I personally wish that I was more proud to be a Chinese Singaporean. Because you consume Western content, all that kind of stuff, right? So you see a lot of very strong cultures, even Black Panther, of we are Wakandan, and then we're proud to be Wakandan, and then I'm just a Chinese Singaporean. That's not my main identity, but I don't know. At least the very few things that I would like to think my parents took from that culture, the values that we talked about, right? Like kindness, filial piety, even shame to a certain extent, right? It's I think it was a good base to be raised on, to create a functioning member of society, right? And then I would like to maybe, maybe explore that a bit more as I get older. I think that the significance is going to grow on me.
I've always been jealous of other cultures.
Yeah.
Because when I watch Korean shows and that kind of thing, then they have all this don't know what dynasty or some nonsense, right? But then all that history, the lessons learned and the stories and all this kind of stuff that trickles down from back in the day, and then it translates into art. It translates into so many of these other creative mediums and whatnot, right? That I feel are very, very fascinating, and there's so much depth to what you can learn from it. And then as a Singaporean Chinese, I feel like that's a bit lacking. But whenever I start to trace back a little bit into Chinese history or whatever, whether it's through my family tree or through whatever, right? Or a certain art form, then I start to see the beauty in that and realize that there is some form of a connection there that I think is very fascinating. And I think that we are in a position that's very unique because we could actually be the bridge that helps to connect the modern and westernized world with a lot of these things, which we are already starting to see in on social media and whatnot already. Yeah, which I think is super, super cool.
So our sponsors for this episode are Singapore Chinese Cultural Centre, and they have this quite interesting event for a way to kind of connect and learn more about the culture of being a Chinese Singaporean. So it's called CNY Family Fun because it's happening during CNY. Yeah, so that's one avenue for Chinese Singaporeans to get more in touch with their culture, and there is a theme called Engaging Traditions. Yeah.
As you go there, then there's things happening.
Yeah, so it takes place from 26 to 28 January, and it takes place at the Singapore Chinese Cultural Centre at 1 Straits Boulevard. Yeah. And there'll be a bazaar with over 40 booths and performances. Wow, they're trying to be...
Food have another.
Lion dance.
Dragon dance, but LED one.
Dragon dance.
LED dragon dance.
Honestly, I really appreciate things like that because I do know, regardless, anybody can go, right? But for the people that maybe don't have family here or whatever, right? At least during this period, everybody has somewhere to go and whatever. You also, they have events like this for.
This reminds me of a very touching documentary I watched, just a short one, that I think during Chinese New Year, so this whole family will get together, right? Then there'll be one neighbor or whatever, right? They will pay pass something, then the family will ask the neighbor, hey, join us. He said, no, don't impose on your family and all that. He said, what are you talking about? It's just another pair of chopsticks. Oh, so strong.
And you were talking about free food, right? Yes, got free food.
Wait, for real?
Yeah. Woo! So there's free ice cream and Old Chunky curry puffs.
Still the deal.
And for more freebies, you actually get Singapore Chinese Cultural Centre red packets, and even if
with money,
and because it's happening on the 26th to 28, right, before Chinese New Year, they're actually going to be giving out free CNY decorations also, so you can go decorate your house, get it
My dad
prepared.
will
Can you
love
take for the
this.
set?
I think we need some.
Is this from the
What time? Sorry, I didn't catch
whole day?
all time?
All
Anytime.
time.
2 a.m.
Admission be free, y'alls.
Oh.
Oh, nice.
Don't you pay anything lah? Yeah, just go get free curry puffs and check out. Bathe in the culture lah.
Yeah, go and bring the young kids.
Okay, I go find one. Shops you got record.
Maybe, right, for younger families, maybe the parents are our age or whatever, right?
Yeah.
I say I don't know much about my Chinese culture, this kind of thing. How am I going to teach my children? But if you have something like that, then you bring there, let other people teach your children.
Nice.
Then you also go there and learn, pick up, remember some of these things. Filial piety, next time you can bomb.
Yeah, I mean 40 booths is going to take you the whole day lah.
Yeah, fun family day.
No, CNY family fun.
Correct.
All right, and that's it for today. Once again, this episode was brought to you by the Singapore Chinese Cultural Centre. And for more information on their CNY Family Fun event, you can visit their website at singaporecccc.org.sg. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And from all of us at TDK, Happy Chinese New Year!
新年快乐，
恭喜发财，
恭喜发财，
长命百岁，
万事如意，
青春永驻，
年年有余，
I wanted to do it.
步步高升，
身体健康，
十全十美。
我要小便。I was in secondary school for like a couple of months already. There's like a CCA day or some family day or whatever the hell.
That's very
and
different.
then my parents all your parents basically have to go to school.
Yeah.
Meet the teachers day.
Something like that. I don't know lah. Me and my friends are hanging out, right? Then suddenly my mom say hello to my friend's mom. They are related.
No!
And
Wait, so that's your cousin?
my friend is my cousin.
Wait, but you like her or not?
Him. I go boys' school. What are you talking about?
Oh, St. Gibbs.
But yes, I was fond.
What could have been?